Assalamu alaikum and good day. I am Abdulrauf Ali Sampal, and today I will be discussing all about provisions, its measurements, and reimbursements. First, alamin muna natin kung ano ang meaning ni provision. According to IAS 37, a provision represents funds put aside by an entity or a company to cover anticipated losses in the future. In short, it is a liability of uncertain timing or uncertain amount. Moving on, businesses cannot simply record a provision whenever they see fit. It is only recognized kung ang criteria for being a liability has been met. These are number one, an entity has a current obligation arising from past events. Number two, it is probable that an outflow of funds will occur during the settlement of the obligation. And number three, a company can make a reliable estimate of the amount of the obligation. Tandaan natin, if one or more criteria are not met, the item is considered or will be considered as a contingent liability and not a provision. And therefore, it should not be recognized as a liability. Para mas maintindihan natin, let me give you an example of a provision. An example of a provision is a product warranty. Consider a manufacturer that offers a warranty to a customer for one of its product. The product warranty ay isang term in a contract na nandoon yung or nagsuspecify ng mga conditions under which the manufacturer will compensate or ang manufacturer ang magbabayad for any good that is defective without additional cost to the buyer. With that being said, the warranty falls under the definition of provision because the warranty is a possible future liability of uncertain time and amount. Now, let us move on to the measurement of provisions. Provisions are measured at the best estimate, which we should be taking into account the risk and uncertainties of the expenditures required to settle the obligations. Since uncertain yung timing and normally in-estimate lang natin kung kailan natin babayaran yung provision, asahan mong minsan kailangan natin i-involve yung time value element. Therefore, we have to compute for the present value of the obligation. First, ano nga ba yung time value of money? The time value of money iterates that the value of money few years ago is not same as today and few years from now. Maaring noon maliit yung value ng money, today pwedeng malaki or maliit yung value ng money. If the effect of time value of money is material, the provision is measured at the present value of the settlement amount discounted at a pre-tax rate. Tandaan natin palagi na pre-tax rate ang gagamitin natin as a discount rate to reflect the effect of the time value of money. Another thing, tandaan natin na gains from the expected disposal of assets shall not be taken into account in measuring a provision. Another one, a provision shall be used only for expenditures for which the provision was originally recognized. Hindi pwede na gamitin natin yung provision for other expenditures which hindi yun yung recognized provision niya. We should also take into account that provisions shall be reviewed at each reporting date and adjusted to reflect the current best estimate. If it is no longer probable that an outflow of resources embodying economic benefits or service potential would be required to settle the obligation, pwedeng or we should reverse the provision. So moving on to the last part of my report, we have reimbursement. So if another party is expected to reimburse the settlement amount of a provision, yung reimbursement asset ay i-recognize and presented in the statement of financial position separately from the provision. So, yun nga, tatandaan natin na yung reimbursement should be recognized as a separate asset and not as a reduction of the required provision when and only when it is virtually certain that the reimbursement will be received if the entity settles the obligation. However, in the statement of financial performance, the expense related to the provision may be presented net of the reimbursement. So palaging natin tatandaan that the amount recognized should not exceed or hindi dapat mas malaki kaysa sa amount of provision.